the glass and back to center. Herauf pushes it ahead. Here's Whitehead to Moore. Back to Whitehead. Score! Tic-tac-toe. Second of the night for Whitehead. He's got 10 on the year. Now it somehow ended up on the stick of Vaughn in the slot. He shoots. Score! 10th of the season for Jackson Vaughn. He goes far corner. Ty Spencer for the Pats. Handles the puck, goes to the left point. Herauf to Gibson. He shoots the rebound. Score! And Sam Oremba is Johnny on the spot. Left point, Ty Gibson to the Pats. Over to Howe. Top of the right circle. Shoots, deflected. Stop, rebound. Stop, rebound. Score! If once you don't succeed, try again. Ty Spencer with his 11th of the year. Pine out of his net to play it. Finds an open Carson Haynes for the Pats. Floats the puck along the boards and down the ice. Here's Wilson into the Raiders zone. Left side, he loads. He shoots. Scores! Anthony Wilson. Behind the Blades net, Elliott to rim it around the boards. Intercepted in a centering pass. Scores! Colton Bridgman with his first career Western Hockey League goal. The puck was tumbling around in front of the Blades net. Bridgman did a good job to go straight towards the goal mouth. He realized on a solid forecheck that this puck could land up on his stick, and it did. And you gotta love that celebration from Colton Bridgman.
Welcome to Patscast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. It's episode 160. It's January 15th, chilly Monday night, but I think the weather is looking on the upswing, isn't it, Kevin?
It's starting to break a little bit. Yeah, it's almost shorts weather again.
Yeah, in a couple of days we'll be wearing shorts again. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I will be anyway.
Yeah, it was a cold weekend, but you got to the games. I made it to one. And the crowds weren't the greatest, but I mean, it's to be expected. But a couple winnable games we'd hope for, just a split, and then a tough one on Sunday that we were kind of expecting, wasn't it?
I think everybody was expecting this Sunday, debacle. No, I guess can't really call it debacle. They played well in the first, I thought, and then it just kind of. They were just tired.
Just ran out of it. Yeah.
Tired / way overplayed.
Overmatched. Yeah.
Overmatched. They got some really good top end guys. Even on the third line, they've got some pretty strong talent.
Yeah. Right. That's what they're going to do to some teams. But I think before we get into the games this week, there's a few news and notes that we're going to touch on first. We'll start off with today. News of the day. Dayton Deschamps signed with the Pats. The trade, the last piece, I guess, or the other body in the Saskatoon trade with Suzdalev has signed. So
yeah, another Saskatoon defenseman, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, another Blazer.
More Saskatoon players, which is kind of neat. Bringing some more Sasky boys to the Pats. Just too bad they weren't a little more south, but. It's a start.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that team has had some great success over the years lately, and Pats, I mean, it's not like they went, maybe they picked him specifically or not, or he was the one that the Saskatoon was willing to give up, but I mean, he was only a 7th rounder, but it seemed like Al was pretty high on him.
Yeah, he was talking about him pretty well there, so.
Yeah, and he's got 10 points in 21 games. This season, 5 goals, 5 assists, so it's not too shabby.
No, it's not too shabby. Doesn't seem like he's a super offensive guy, but he's only second year U18, so maybe next year he's here, or maybe next year he's leading the charge back with the Blazers again.
Yeah, well, you look at it, there's going to be some young D next year unless the Pats make some moves. We've talked about that. You got lots of 17s and a few 16s here. They're building for that, like 2 years from now, almost, right?
Yeah, and 5 of the prospect guys are signed already, so
yeah,
which makes it even more interesting to see how the development goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's build within, I guess. It's what the plan is. Add pieces as they need them, I guess. But it's nice to see them build from within and not having to go out and blow the team apart to get players.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you said, then there's 215 signed Deschamps, the other Deschamps, and Fenton Mann. Actually, there's a good story with Jet Deschamps. So you sent me a tweet. I think it was EP Elite Prospects.
Yeah.
And it was the most searched player per month, and Bedard was on there like 9 of 12 months.
Yeah.
And then there was another player, I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, I can't remember who they were.
There's a couple other players, and then all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, Jet Deschamps was the most searched player 1 month on Elite Prospects.
It's all about the video where where he looks like he's
10
8 or whatever 10.
Yeah.
It was all over that. He became a viral sensation and
yeah, he got his month of
showed
fame.
on EP. It was interesting.
I forgot about that. I was gonna tweet that out, and then
I laughed when I saw that. I'm like, Bedard, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, Jet Deschamps. No,
hey, that's our guy.
I clicked on it, zoomed in. It's Jet.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, hopefully he makes the team next year or a couple years down the road. And he stays young looking.
Yeah, well, that's even like keeper. I remember when he first got drafted, he looks so young, and he still looks pretty young now, even, right?
Oh yeah, even with the little scruff on his face, he still looks like he's a 13-year-old trying to grow a beard or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like Mike Modano when he played for the Raiders. He looked like he was 14 years old his whole career here.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he played in the NHL for a while, he looked like a young guy, like a teenager when he was like 25.
Definitely. Yeah, so that's some good news. Get him signed. Like that was fairly quick, right? Took
Well, there was
weeks
no more.
just...
There was no more trades, so I guess they had to do something after the deadline hit. They needed to make some news. So
I mean, they acquired his rights 2 weeks ago, basically, and got him signed already. So
yeah,
Miller's on top of things, getting stuff done, right?
Oh yeah, he's really putting a stamp on the team. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the next newsworthy item, I guess, is the Central Scouting midseason rankings. Now, there's the initial just kind of grades, and then they actually got numbers this time, now that they've seen them a little more. Howe was 29th in the North American skaters. So he was initially an A rating, so first rounder, but a 29 North American skater puts him probably near the end of the second round now.
Yeah, who knows those ratings though? But
yeah, and it all depends on what team likes him, what teams don't like him, right? It is what it is, but
and a lot has to do with how he does the rest of the season.
Yeah,
if he picks up his game, and now that the trade deadline's over, now that he's got his teammates, his line mates, and stuff like that, maybe he'll get the game back together to the way he can play.
Yeah, he's just
for a while he seemed to be a little bit off.
Yeah, he's just kind of middling. Like he's still picking up points here and there, but he isn't. I don't want to standing out. He isn't standing out as much as he was earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of maybe my just quick take on it.
He's been good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
he's been
no.
But it's just not to where we. The first half of the first half of the season. So like the first
quarter.
Yeah, the first quarter of the season, he was unbelievable, and then it just kind of changed.
Maybe
the
teams
whole
are really.
Team.
I think maybe teams are maybe just keying in on him because they know that he. Well, now with him and Whitehead on that top line, those are kind of the two go-to guys on this roster, right?
Yeah, so far, so it seems, yeah.
So maybe teams are keying in on them a little more and trying to shut them down. So, but yeah, so that's that, and then the Vaughns were ranked. Where was that here? Later,
one was 136 and 148,
just something like that. Yeah, 136.
Corbin was 136 and Jackson was 148, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. There it is. So, yeah, Corbin's still getting some love, even though he's been out for a while, and will be continue to be out for quite a while as well. So,
well, it just proves how good he was the first part of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just unfortunate that he got injured because he'd be the Pats' top defenseman right now, in my opinion. Now that Berg's been dealt. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, it's his spot next year, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now with all, with all these 20s going next year. It's going to be up to these young guys. Like I said, you're going to have 4 18s next year, 3 17s, like vying for spots. And
yeah, it's gonna be a younger D for sure next year.
Yeah, unless they do something.
I don't see
they
them
don't have
in.
to. No,
because they've already got 4 04s for next year.
Yeah, you
and
got 7 guys that could play next year, right?
Yeah.
For 6 spots on the ice. So, I mean, you still have Barsic. See how that plays out. I mean,
he's played pretty well.
Yeah.
In his 4 games with the Pats, he's
got
well.
a little bit of skill. You can see he brings a physical side to the game as well. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and he's got some size.
Yeah,
decent size too.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then the other item I have is finally a new Pat Store website.
Finally.
You can actually buy stuff on there. Actually, stuff's on the website, and you can browse lots of things on there. You can actually see what they got and stuff that I didn't even see in the store. I don't go in the store very often lately, but it's like, oh, never seen that before.
Exactly. I was like these chains and stuff, those fan chains.
Yeah.
Like I walked by the store one day and I saw them like, what is that? And then I was like, okay, cool. And they had pictures on the store site and stuff. It's nice to see finally get with the 21st century or whatever.
It's been a couple years in the making. The website's kind of gone downhill the last couple of years almost.
Yeah, they didn't even really update it last year at all, I don't think.
No.
They just took stuff off as they sold it, and instead of putting new stuff on, they just
yeah. And that carried over into this year, and it was just
yeah.
But now, no, finally, looks good. Lots of stuff on there.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll go into these games. Like Vancouver, I mean, they made a couple moves. And obviously we haven't seen them, so we weren't too sure what to expect, but they had a similar record as Regina. But I don't know, it was one of those not that exciting games again. Like, it just seems like the Pats just been playing a little bit. I don't know if it's them or it's just, I don't know what it is, right? But it just wasn't the most exciting game.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it was like the records were similar, but the play was very similar as well. They had a couple guys that have a little more offensive upside or offensive potential, or like they got a couple guys that can score more goals than our guys.
Yeah, right.
But
like
overall, they were evenly matched, but just the Pats just couldn't get anything going offensively other than the one line with Whitehead scoring twice.
Yeah, but I think like the first goal, right? Like, terrible line change.
Yep.
And like, so you're in a hole already a minute and a half into the game, and then a tough bounce off one of the D-man skate. I think it wasn't off a Vancouver skate, but either way.
Tough bounce.
A centering pass that goes in off the post, I think, and in, right? Like, just like, so you're down 2-0. But I mean, this team has shown that they can battle back, and
they're resilient, very resilient.
Right? So Whitehead gets one middle of the second period, and you're thinking, okay, well, here we go. But then Vancouver gets that one early in the third period, right? Like that was tough.
Yeah.
But then again, Whitehead comes back. And then so you're thinking, okay, the Pats are going to have a push here at the end, the last few minutes. But Vancouver scores. Hoylett, I think he just outworked everybody on that goal. And just that guy was all over the ice, like just outworking people. Like, he has a motor on him.
Yeah. He's a different style.
That's for sure. Yeah, it may not be the prettiest style per se, but, man, he's got a motor.
Definitely got something different with him. It's pretty neat. He's always moving. He's always moving.
Well, you see his hair flying out his helmet too. that just attracts your eyes.
His arms and legs always seem to be moving.
Yeah,
doing something. No standing still. Even when they're doing the face-off, he's always moving. He's got the legs going or upper body going or whatever. It's interesting. I don't remember seeing him do that with the Hitmen. So
yeah, I don't recall him really standing out before. But yeah. power play hasn't been looking too hot lately, hey? Like, it was not good in that game.
No, it was not. But they only had 2 opportunities, so it's really hard to get anything focused.
No, and you got some new guys on there. You got Gibson kind of running it now.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But Zach Moore, real nice pass on the second Whitehead goal on the 2-on-1 there.
Yep.
He kind of bobbled it there for a second and made the pass back to Whitehead after receiving it from him. And you kind of thought, oh, I was almost too late, right?
Yeah, it was close.
But yeah, you can see his skill set. Like, you can see that he might flourish a little bit here playing with Whitehead and Howe.
And getting the opportunity to actually play, I think, will help him no matter who he plays with. Be nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously he wasn't going to get much ice time with Saskatoon, but now he's thrust right in the top line here. So it's nice to see.
And he hasn't looked bad at all. He's fit right in.
Yeah.
He's got some speed. He's not the biggest kid, but he's got seems like he's got a little bit of edge to his game. So that's nice.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see the Pats bringing in some good skill with these trades, right? That's why you make them, right?
Yeah, very unproven at this level skill-wise, but it's nice to see some young guys that actually seem to be able to play the game and not just kind of linger around and just not do anything.
Yeah. No, he's definitely
not extra parts, not extra part players, actual players.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so you got anything else from that game?
Nope.
No, okay,
That's
I'll throw in a couple comments.
They should have if they would have played well, whatever. I'm done talking about that one. Forget it.
Yeah, I got a couple comments from it was Spencer, I think. Or no, it was Whitehead. Whitehead, I think, and Herauf. So I'll listen to them. I didn't have anything from Saturday, so we'll pop in a little bit here from them.
Well, I think that first goal, we were snoozing. We changed, and we had a guy sitting on the bench that wasn't ready, and they had a breakaway off it. So that first one, second one was a bad bounce. It happens. But I like the way we stuck with it. We got ourselves back in the game. Second period, we had many chances we just didn't score on. And then, I thought we played really hard. I thought we stuck with it for the most part, but just disappointing. The goals that they were getting, I felt just were mental mistakes that we talked about all week long, about trying to clean those up and make it tough for their team to score. And I just felt tonight that we made it easy for them.
Was the situation not quite at 60 minutes, and when you guys didn't kind of let off, it kind of burdened you guys?
I just think that we just needed a couple of those goals to fall in, that we were just shooting it through the crease. Or I think Sammy had a back off 2 posts tonight too. So just those momentum things I think really help our team, really kind of get us back in the game. But once again, we were down 2-0 early. It was our own fault, but we handled it really maturely and we kept on battling.
Was it kind of concerning, like a little bit in the beginning of the third period, that you guys didn't start off as well, considering that you guys really have done well in the third period recently?
Yeah, I think that they had more shots than us in the third period. I think for us, we had more scoring opportunities. We just didn't score on those opportunities. I don't think that we let off per se in the third period. We just didn't get our momentum pushes and kind of ride the momentum, I thought, in the third period.
Second week with Barsic, it seemed like he really established himself physically again tonight.
Yeah, Sam's a good player. He's going to be a real good player for us in the future. And he's getting a lot more minutes here than he probably would have in Saskatoon. And he's just showing he's capable of handling those minutes.
And more kind of filling that spot in that top line, and he seems like he's really settling in.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to replace Valley's scoring ability anywhere in the lineup, but Zach Moore has done a heck of a job in complementing those guys. He's a real safe player, 5-on-5. He's never running around or gets himself hemmed in anywhere. He's intelligent where he needs to be on the ice and skating to his spots. So, I think he complements those guys fine.
What have you seen from Whitehead since he's got back?
I think White's just one of those guys that you know you're going to get every time. Like he's going to give you an honest effort. He's going to play the game the right way every single time. He's not real flashy. He's not real big, but he's the type of guy that you can really trust, and you know what you're going to get day in, day out.
Is he really taking a step here with those offensive games since he's come back?
Well, I think that before he got hurt there, he had 7 goals in 12 games, and I think he had about 14 points. So I think it's just this whole year long, he's with opportunity more. He's really stepped up, and he's been contributing for us most season, even when he's not scoring.
Braxton, just kind of your thoughts about tonight's game.
Yeah, it's a tough loss, obviously. Had some no puck luck, bad bounces and stuff. But I think there were some bright points in the O zone, so I just think we got to focus on that and clean up our D zone.
Just your thoughts about Zach Moore, and since he's joined you guys and playing that line with you.
Oh, I absolutely love playing with the guy. He turns the puck over so much, so me and Howie just come in and scoop it up and try and feed each other. And yeah, it's a lot of fun playing with him.
What's it like on the bench when you see Vaughn make that hit and then a clean hit and then stand up in the fight?
I actually didn't catch the hit, but no, yeah, I saw the fight. Really proud of him. Yeah, no, it was cool.
2 goals again tonight. Do you feel that even though you're out for a while, your offensive game is just keep progressing?
Yeah, no, I don't try to think about how long I was out and what my injury was. I just try to move forward and do the best that I can. And luckily, I played with the bubble, so I don't have to worry about hurting my face again. So.
Barsik, what do you think of his game tonight?
Yeah, no, I think he's a great D-man, obviously, and he can move the puck well, sees the ice really well, and I like him up on the blue line when we're in the O zone. Tries to shoot the puck, take the puck in. It's great.
Seems like he's got a little physical side as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, the more physical, the better, right?
All right, so moving on to Saturday. I wasn't able to make this game, unfortunately.
It was so cold out.
Yeah, no, it's not, and that's not the reason why I didn't go. Actually, was doing a little Christmas get-together, middle of January. It ended up turning into a later night than planned. So I was out. It's not like I was sitting at home doing nothing, so I didn't even watch the game.
But it was cold.
Yeah, it was
It
definitely.
was cold out.
Yeah, loading the kids up into the car at 9 o'clock when we were leaving. It was chilly.
It was Brant night at the Brant Center.
Right.
All the seats had the Brant
Yeah.
logo on them and stuff. And there's actually quite a few people actually made it out to the game. I don't know I think the number was like 26 something.
Yeah.
On the actual attendance or the announced attendance. The actual there was quite a few in the seats.
There was lower announced attendance this season, right? Like it's definitely not the. I'd say I just scanned through the attendance numbers just to see. I mean, there's at least 5 that were less than that. So,
for sure.
So it's not like nobody showed up to this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I was surprised to see that many people there.
Yeah, and Friday I think it was 29. So I mean,
yeah.
Vancouver attracts a few more people, right? Different team you haven't seen in a while. So,
but it looked like there was more people actually in the stands on Saturday than on Friday.
Okay,
that is what it is. It's hard to tell. They had the Brant seat, the covers. And stuff.
Yeah.
So it was
dressed as like a seat night.
dressed like a Brant seat night.
Yeah. But yeah, PA. This is a game you had to have, right? Like you're trying to catch these guys in the standings. You're as of now, you're 5 back of them, and they're in the 8th spot. Pats are in 10th. So it's a game you must have this game to keep within reach.
Yeah, and they were able to pull it out.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it got a little dicey there in the 3rd. I don't know how exciting this game was. Vaughn had a nice goal.
Yeah.
Then Aremba picks one up on a rebound on the power play. There's a power play goal. Wasn't the prettiest one, but hey, whatever. Is a goal.
But the power play went 2 for 3. So that was nice to see.
Yeah,
after struggling for a little while, but they went 2 for 3.
The Spencer one was almost the same as Aremba, just a couple rebounds there and he just bangs it in open net, right?
Yeah.
So, and then Sloan Stanek, man, like that guy's just keeps trucking, like a nice little goal, nice move on the breakaway.
Yeah.
To score.
I wish he still was a Pat, but
yeah,
it is what it is. The past is done. He's
Yeah.
now 20. This is last year. It's
he
hard to believe already.
I know, right? But yeah, PA kind of makes it a game there in the 3rd. Like obviously, they didn't score until the 3rd, and
they tied it up. But then the
2
Pats,
quick ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, the power play gets another one, the Spencer goal.
Yep.
And then the Wilson, there's another guy with a little bit of flash of skill he's showing.
Speed. He's got the aggressiveness. Speed. Yeah. He's not afraid to hit. It looks like or tries to hit anyways.
Yeah.
But if he could get everything put together, he could be a player to watch out for next year. the rest of this year and next year.
Yeah, and and it's a nice 2-on-1, and he keeps the puck and scores one. Like that's a huge goal, right? Because
Massive.
PA is going to have a push there at the end of the game, only being down 1 goal.
And then did Doobie.
Then he ended up scoring one, and then they do have make it close there, but it was a little late. But the Pats, they get out of there with a win, right?
They found a way to win, which was awesome.
Because
they needed that point.
Yeah.
Those 2 points, they needed that win for sure.
And to keep it in regulation too, not let
Yeah,
PA
they needed-
pick up a point.
Yep. They needed to get 2 and not allow any points, which was exactly what they did. So unfortunately, they couldn't have done it on Friday, but it is what it is because we know what was going to happen on Saturday or on Sunday afternoon in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pine playing both these games,
A little surprised.
Yeah, I was a little bit. He went back to back, but it seemed like he played fairly well on Friday. Like I said, just a couple bad bounces and a bad line change and stuff like that. And how did he look on Saturday? You said he thought it was all right.
I thought he played pretty well. Yeah, it's another one of those ones where there's like the Doobie goal was a nice shot. Just misplays, miscues by the Pats and stuff like that.
Like the Stanek goal, that was nice. Like he made a real nice play on a breakaway.
Yeah.
And
I thought Pine played pretty well.
Okay.
Gotta give him credit.
Yeah, right. It's been kind of up and down with him, and obviously not Huey of late, but before he left, it was kind of up and down. Kind of, you didn't know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah, actually, with both of them.
Yeah. So, nice to see him maybe get in a groove here, but obviously then he's not going to go 3 in a row, so Huey rolls into Saskatoon and has to take that onslaught.
Yeah, the Wolves got to him.
Yeah, literally.
The Pats did keep it close. They kept it close for a period and a little bit, and then they're just too strong.
Yeah. It was 3-1 middle of the second period, and then it kind of Saskatoon scored another one, and then the third 2 early ones in the third.
The Volotovsky goal was 100% the one that ended any hope.
Yeah,
but they played hard. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about the game. Saskatoon is a wagon.
Yeah,
they're gonna. Once they get everything working together, like get everything working on the same page, they could be, probably definitely the wagon in the East for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like it was the Lazowski goal, the third one with the assist from Minton. Like he just tracks Moore down and just outmuscles him for the puck as Moore's trying to leave the zone, and so it's basically a turnover at the blue line, and then it's just like, that's what the older, stronger players are doing, right? Like,
100%.
You can't fault Moore for anything there. Like he's just trying to get the puck out of the zone, and Minton just catches him from behind.
Pick this pocket.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's tough to see, but next time he'll make a smarter play or be more aware, and you just got to learn from those mistakes, quote unquote, right?
Yeah. Well, and their offense, like their offense, like their forwards are so adept with the puck. Like even taking the puck or even handling the puck, they're so strong with the puck. It's unfair for it's unfair for the Pats. Like it's especially playing their 3rd and 3. I know
that was a tough one, right?
It was cold. It was 3rd and 3 afternoon game. I know it's only 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but still, you got to travel there.
Yeah.
Got to get into the mindset to play. Yeah. It could have been worse. No.
Yeah, it wasn't a terror. Like it's not like they got beaten down. I only watched the first 2 periods. I flipped to the football game, went back to for the 3rd period, and it did the reset thing. It put me back in the 2nd period, and I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this CHL TV thing again. I'm like, it's not like the Pats are going to come back from this, unfortunately. So,
But congratulations to Colton Bridgman for
Yes.
scoring his first career goal, which was nice.
Yeah.
Every Pat now that's on the roster has scored at least one WHL goal, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, definitely. That was kind of the bright spot in this game. You see the confidence in his game for him to be up in that forecheck.
Yeah, he's pinching a lot now,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah, Cole Temple makes a play in the corner, and it kind of rattles out in front of the net, and he just puts it in basically the wide open net.
It just happens
So-
to be a defenseman standing
Yeah.
in front of the net.
Exactly right.
Why not?
So, I mean, that's a pretty big goal. Like, Saskatoon had just scored, a couple minutes before that, and he makes the game 2-1. It's like, okay, yeah. And then the Lazowski goal, which I just talked about, happened.
Yeah.
And then it was 3-1.
Less
and
than
then
2 minutes later, it was
Yeah.
just,
I know, right?
yeah.
Try to get some momentum from that, but it is what it is. I mean, the Pets only had 20 shots on net. Saskatoon had almost 40.
Yeah.
So,
There were times where it was like a power play for Saskatoon when they did have a power play.
yeah.
Like I said, they're a wagon. Their top
Yeah.
six are probably I don't know, I would say probably one of the best top sixes in the league,
Yeah, for sure.
I would say.
And Molendyk
And then
was
they got-
back.
Molendyk on defense.
I
Yeah.
don't know what his status was, but I thought he was going to be out longer. But
That's what everybody thought too.
yeah,
And Gardner was supposed to start for them, and all of a sudden
yeah,
he wasn't in net. I don't know what's going on with Gardner. He's not on the bench.
yeah. That was kind of
It was
odd.
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he wasn't on the bench till you mentioned it, and I heard Dante
Yeah.
say, "Oh, Elliott made the save. Isn't he wasn't supposed to be starting even?" So obviously
Yeah.
it was a last minute change, and maybe he was sick or something. I don't know. Like obviously we didn't see warm ups or anything, so who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe he
there
got
was-
hurt in warm up. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I think Les tweeted out that Sonny said it was medical. So whatever medical means,
Oh,
it could
okay.
be sick or tweak something. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe warming up or whatever, right? So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it seemed to be a surprise to Les, anyways, too. So
As well, okay.
not just Dante.
yeah. So probably a last minute thing because if you don't have anybody on the bench, right? Like, obviously it was can't get a backup in that quick, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. So that's that. Kind of mosey on through those games. Let's talk about this upcoming week then.
Sure.
What do we got? Friday, Saturday again. Oh, where'd my schedule go? I got too many tabs open.
Tuesday is the meet the Pats at the brand.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's 6 o'clock.
Signing. Yeah, doors open
Yeah.
at 5.
Okay.
I seen. Yeah, doors open at 5 for that, and I think it starts at
I think it's 6 to 8. I think they said
6 to 8 or something, right?
So, like the tweet or the X post says, meet and greet the Pat Stars.
Yeah.
January 16th from 6 to 8. West entrance. Doors will open at 5. Get one personal item signed plus a complimentary Pats item to sign as well.
all right.
That'll be nice for people to actually see the new guys.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's a lot of new faces on this team. They haven't done Autograph Alley lately, but they have obviously done a few before Christmas there, for the people to get some stuff signed and meet these guys. And now, obviously, with a bunch of new faces, be nice to see. Hopefully, the line isn't too long that you're gonna be standing outside. It's still not gonna be super warm yet.
Until 11 o'clock at night, like they did last year,
I
whatever it
don't
was.
think it's
with
gonna be open that late this year.
There's no Bedard this year.
No, but lots of time for those other guys.
And Friday's game is season ticket holder member sort of
Appreciation.
appreciation night thing or something. And then Saturday night, I believe, is the SpongeBob SquarePants Nickelodeon night.
Yeah.
Where
I think
they're
it said full Patrick uniforms.
they're wearing Patrick uniforms apparently.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be socks, shells, the whole kit and caboodle.
If anybody remembers a couple years ago when the Winnipeg Ice were still around, they did the SpongeBob Patrick jerseys where the upper body was Patrick's head. Like it was pink.
Yeah.
And then the pad shells were
His legs.
green like his shorts. And then the socks were actually pink like his legs.
Yeah, so I'm kind of expecting something very similar to that.
I think that's what they're going to be. They haven't said yet. But
Well,
I'm
in the
sure
release
it'll
it
be-
said full.
but they haven't showed a
Yeah,
picture yet.
no, they haven't showed a picture, but yeah, in the release it said full shells and socks and everything. So If it's
that'll be
any
neat to
less
see.
than what Winnipeg looks like, I'm going to be disappointed. But yeah, some good promotions upcoming. I wonder what the kind of the season ticket holder thing will be. Maybe this will be some giveaways or something for season ticket holders.
Yeah, they put out a survey out for season ticket holders. You signed up for different things. You can apply to be a high five tunnel and a few different things apparently. So
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Did you apply for that one?
No, I'm upstairs.
I don't
No,
know.
I
That's
did
for the kids.
I did the quote unquote activations, whatever that means. I'm not exactly sure what that is,
Okay.
but yeah,
You're in the pool for a possible draw or something, right?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's kind of cool to see something different for the season ticket holder people. And I asked how long I was a season ticket holder for, and what was my favorite memory, and stuff
Okay.
like that.
I remember back in the day, you'd drop your season ticket. Back when you had actual physical tickets, you drop it in a bucket at the one end of the rink. And
Yeah,
then
and they give a prize every game,
There's
like
a
a
prize
gift
every
card
game, yeah.
or like an
Yeah.
autographed stick. There was a few different things I remember.
Yeah.
Just 5 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, right. But
Actually, probably more than 5, probably close to 10 years ago now.
yeah,
I think it was probably closer to 10, but whatever. But I remember it was nice to see the people. Some people have been season ticket holders for longer than I've been alive,
oh, for sure.
to get some appreciation.
Yeah,
Like, I know it's all about the corporate money and stuff like that now. It's like season ticket holders really don't drive the teams anymore. But it's nice to see some people around that I've been a season ticket holder since I was basically born. So like 1978 I was born, so 79 was my first season. And there's a lot of people around that I still recognize from when I was little.
yeah,
But it's becoming fewer and fewer and fewer,
oh, for sure.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean,
due to many different circumstances.
yeah, people get older, move on, and now get the younger kids. Try to get the younger kids in, the younger families.
Try.
But
I know some try, but they're kind of handcuffed. But whatever,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
yeah, definitely.
We're not
So-
going to get into that today.
No. But actually, for the actual games, Lethbridge and Medicine Hat in. So Lethbridge, we'll touch on them in a bit here. They've made some moves. They moved some guys. They brought in some guys. So a little bit different looking team. But they're right there in the standings that the Pats are trying to catch. Like they're 7.
7 points behind Lethbridge, so they're
Like this is
they're this is the teams they've got to beat.
this is another game you got to win in regulation. Like
Get 2 points for sure.
yeah, at least 2 points. Yeah.
Get 2 points, and then Saturday will not be easy task because
No, right.
the other way again, the goal scoring machine comes to town.
Yeah, Medicine Hat. They put up 10 and 11 on their U.S. road trip.
12 and 10.
Or 12 and 10.
Yeah, I think they
Okay.
scored 22 goals in 2 games.
Okay. Yeah, that was a lot. And obviously, last time Regina was in Medicine Hat, it was 8, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Keep it close. Hope for the best.
Yeah, it's gonna be another one of those like if you can get a point somehow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lethbridge, you gotta have that game. Right? If you
they gotta
want to make the playoffs,
gotta get the mantra, shock the world, win some games. They gotta find ways to win. Whoever they beat, they gotta win. If they want to make the playoffs, they gotta win, regardless of who they play. Because it's not gonna get easier. Can't get any easier because they're already 5 points out of the playoffs right now. So
yeah,
they gotta win.
Even with the win over PA, right? You're still only 5 back.
And thank goodness PA lost on Sunday
in
too,
Brandon.
So thank goodness they lost. That keeps them
Closer.
keeps them close.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we can move on to some WHL talk. Obviously, finished up the trade deadline between our last recordings and now, and yeah, that was nothing too earth shattering. Obviously, the big deals were kind of done before, but like you said, you look at Lethbridge. They move a guy, they bring in some guys like Calgary's selling. They moved a couple guys as well. So that's a team that
Calgary only has 120, which
Yeah.
is mind blowing.
crazy, right?
Western Hockey League level to only have one.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and hey, they want to get their young guys some run, right? Like something maybe, a team kind of close to here should have maybe tried to do. But it is what it is. I mean, the big deal was Portland. I said they were going to make a move, and
Yeah.
they got
John Key mentioned that Danielson was probably going to Portland.
Yeah.
8 days before the deadline, and it ended up happening.
Yeah, he was the insider, that's for sure. He was
Insider.
He put out one tweet, and Saskatoon Blades responded, "Are you sure about that?" And then he replied, "Oh, some new information. Maybe it's not happening."
Yeah. Can't remember what the trade potential was.
Can't
but
remember what it was, but it's kind
Are
of
you sure about that? And he's like, I've heard some other information. That's
Just-
not happening.
Yeah.
But
and then Medicine Hat.
The first round picks just got chucked around like candy. It was everybody was like, "Oh, it's last year because it was the Memorial Cup is in the West."
Well, what's the excuse?
There was a lot of first rounders like Kamloops trades Levis to Vancouver. I was surprised Vancouver picked up Levis for a first, a second, and a fourth.
I was just about to mention that one. I was like Vancouver's like, I mean the West is a little more wide open, or not wide open, but they're more in a more comfortable playoff spot, even though they have the same record as the Pats do.
Yeah,
and they're giving up a first and a second for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, but I guess that's what they're doing, right? And then they picked up
Swifty, picks up Galloway, a 20-year-old defenseman, and trades LeVenture to Victoria.
Yeah.
Swift Current really went all in.
Yeah.
Or as much as they possibly could, I think.
Yeah, and then Vancouver, they picked up Ty Zimmer from Lethbridge for 2 players, a second and a third.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, that's interesting. So Lethbridge moved out a couple guys, and they moved out that defenseman Pauls earlier. And then they bring in Sidor from Kamloops at 20, and then Shergill from Calgary, right? Chagall. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The other 20, right, from Calgary.
So Lethbridge is trying to hang on to a playoff spot, I guess.
Yeah.
Working their way to 6th or 7th. And let the Pats and Raiders battle it out for 8th.
8th, yeah, right. So that's interesting. But yeah, and we talked about Medicine Hat and their goalie situation last week,
and Moose Jaw and their goalie situation.
And lo and behold, Medicine Hat and Moose Jaw make a goalie trade.
Yeah,
Evan May. I'm not too surprised that he's the one that they moved.
For
Medicine Hat's sake, anyways.
Yeah, it was so weird that they had 3 goalies rotating through, and May was a scratch. Not even just the backup; he was scratched a lot just to get the other guys playing. I think May was ill or hurt for a little bit too, but still.
Yeah. For the 19 to sit over the 17 and 18.
Yeah, exactly.
And we mentioned his stats, and he had, the least pleasant stats of those 3, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say worst, but I mean,
of the 3, he had the worst numbers.
Yeah, they weren't terrible, but yeah, Moose need to solidify their backup goaltending situation.
Yeah,
on a team
Unger can't play every game.
No, and on a team that wants to go all the way, they had to address that. And
Fortin is, I'm sure he'll be a capable goalie eventually, but
yeah,
only playing 5, 6, 7, 8 games. And if Unger does get injured, they could have been in big trouble. So now they got some insurance and goal, and they should be set. Moose Jaw should be clawing their way up, battling for first in the division. Well, I guess they're 12 points out already, but
yeah,
Saskatoon's on a roll. They're 18 games with a point.
They're
14-0-2-2 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Moose Jaw's kind of going to be battling for third, I guess, because they can't pass Medicine Hat, obviously, no matter
Yeah.
what the record is. And yeah, they're like you said, they're already 12 back of Saskatoon, so that's gonna be a tough go for Medicine Hat or Moose Jaw. But you never know. Maybe they get hot. Maybe Saskatoon blips here. But I mean, Saskatoon's
Moose Jaw's 7-3 in the last 10, so
Yeah.
they're
Wow.
can't get much hotter than that, really.
Well, Saskatoon's 7-0-1-2, and they've got points in 18 straight.
Yes.
So that's how you're hotter than Moose Jaw. 18 straight games with points.
You can't get much hotter than
That.
that's Saskatoon. Yeah.
Yeah. The next biggest streak that I can see, longest one, is Portland with 7 points in 7 straight.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so yeah, it's kind of Saskatoon's conference to lose. I think they're gonna start to pull away here now that they got those guys and they get rolling with it.
Yeah, and like if PA does end up getting 8th spot, PA has proven they can beat Saskatoon. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting playoffs for the Blades because they went all in. Swift Current went all in. Moose Jaw went pretty much all in.
Yeah.
So there's
And-
3 teams went all in, kind of.
And Medicine Hat's just sitting there like, yep, we didn't move any first rounders. We didn't do anything crazy, and we're just chugging along.
And they scored 183 goals in 41 games.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
Saskatoon's almost 30 goals behind Medicine Hat. And you think of what we just mentioned, Saskatoon's
They're away again already.
yeah, right? And Medicine Hat's just no, don't forget about us. We're just right here. I mean, they have given up 20 goals more, but I mean, their years next year and even the year after.
When you're plus 60, you can allow a few extra goals.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. But yeah. All right. What else you got this week? Anything else really?
Not
wrap it up
really.
here.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the trade deadlines and stuff. We'll give a little more thought to that for Keith Hirschmiller because he asked if it was one of the biggest trade deadlines in Pat's history kind of thing. I'll give a little more thought and we'll chat about that next week.
Definitely. Yeah, we had quite a bit this week, so next
Yeah,
week.
if the Pats wouldn't have signed Deschamps, maybe we would have chatted a little bit about that, but we'll get it next week. Just remind us, Keith. Remind us at the rink.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess with that, we'll get out of here. If you got nothing else, see you at the rink. Hopefully, it should be a little warmer.
It's looking a little warmer.
Single digits for the weekend. So,
like I said, shorts weather in a couple days.
yeah, I'm sure.
Perfect.
I'm sure there'll be a couple people there shorts. I know there will be.
Of course.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm not quite that crazy at the hockey games anymore.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good night, folks, and we'll see you at the rink this weekend.
Take it easy.